Welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live, a special edition, and today we've got Jack Schmitt with us from Kenworth. We're going to talk about the Kenworth Truck Parade, which is coming up June 15th. But first, these words from Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
And, of course, with us again is Jack Schmitt, Assistant Plant Manager at Kenworth, celebrating year 50. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. You've not been there 50 years, right?
29.
29?
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah.
This is it was a big year last year, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Kenworth as a company. Now 50 years here in Chillicothe, you've been making the world's best truck, if I can say it the proper way.
Yeah, that's true. So we wanted to do more marketing in the community. So the first parade we had 3 years ago, we spent a lot of time planning, a lot of effort into it, and it was a really great event. We got to go above and beyond that last year, celebrating 100 years of Kenworth. So we had drivers from all over the country, had a great event last year, and we're going to up it again this year, celebrating 50 years in Chillicothe, Kenworth.
When this idea first was proposed, it was prior to COVID, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I remember some of the initial reaction was like, wait a second, a truck parade, what? But when it came together, man, if you missed it, you were hearing about it.
Yeah, it was a real special event. So our sister plant, Peterbilt in Denton, Texas, has had a parade for multiple years. So Stacy Robinson and myself, we flew down and we watched their parade and took notes, try to figure out how to do it the right way in Chillicothe. And I believe we knocked it out of the park, and it's gotten better every year.
Absolutely. And I think some of the comments that Doug Van Zuden made the first year, he said, if I can quote him as best as I can here, not a lot of towns are friendly towards trucks, but Chillicothe has embraced it, and I think Chillicothe understands the importance of Kenworth to this community, but to welcome them through the streets, pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think the relationship that we've seen with the driver community for Kenworth and the community has been fantastic. So it goes both ways. They appreciate being here, and they've made several comments that it's the best parade they've ever been at as far as the community and the involvement and just the overall, the people being there and just waving and happy. So it's really fun to see the interactions between not only our employees and the drivers when they come to our family day on Saturday, but also the community and the drivers on Saturday evening.
Yeah. And during the parade, I've had the chance to walk the parade route, and I'll walk it in reverse and walk right up to the trucks and put a camera in front of their faces just to get a message. And every one of them are so appreciative of not only Kenworth doing this, but also the crowd reaction.
Yeah, it's unique. We try to bring different drivers in every year. We target having 50 trucks in the parade every year. We started the first year, we had 50, last year 55, and this year we're looking at having 70 trucks in the parade. Typically they drop off. This year we haven't had hardly any drop out, but we do bring back some of the, there's about 8 drivers that really help set up the family day and where they park and how they organize for the parade. So we bring back, you remember Cherry Pie, she's been in it the last 2 years. She'll be in it again this year. Her and her husband do a great job helping organize that.
Yeah, and she loves the camera.
Yeah, she does.
Great performer, no question there. But you had some folks last year, and I know you have on Friday night the driver's dinner, and you show them really how important they are to your industry. And it's like no one has showered on them before. I mean, it's amazing to see their expressions, and not only that, they bring their kids and everything too. It's a really big night.
It's kind of like a family vacation for them. So they'll bring their wives, their kids, grandmas and grandpas, and they'll start showing up in Chillicothe on Wednesday, right? So we reserve the fairgrounds, a camping area for them Wednesday through Sunday. So they'll start rolling in Wednesday. Thursday, they have a special dinner that they put on for themselves. K.Y. Robinson, I think Dan Clary's providing the food this year. So that's kind of their own thing. But then Friday starts, we celebrate them. We celebrate the drivers, and we celebrate Kenworth. So we're going to have them into the plant, and we're going to do them a plant tour for an hour. I think you guys come to that event and do some interviews with them. It's really an opportunity for them to tour the plant and see how technology is advanced right here in Chillicothe with Kenworth Manufacturing. And then they're going to go back to the fairgrounds. We're going to go out there that night. We're going to celebrate them by providing a dinner, giving them a plaque for being in the parade this year, and just kind of walk around. It's an opportunity for us to talk to them, them to ask us questions and get a big picture of the group. So it's a really special event.
And this isn't just some plaque. I mean, you guys put a lot of effort into this to make it unique.
Yeah, we do each year. We want the drivers to feel like they've been involved in something special, right? So when they walk away, they've got something that they can keep forever and pass down to their kids, and they really appreciate it.
They come from all over the country, but the last 2 years we've seen people from Canada here as well. So it's really neat to see all of them getting involved in this fashion.
Yeah, we've got a couple trucks coming from Canada this year. We've got a truck from California. I think the neatest truck the community will think we've tried to get, it's called the potato truck. So it's going to be really unique this year. But there are some great trucks in it again this year. Like I said, there's 70 from 21 different states scattered all over the United States.
And most of these are private owners, aren't they?
They are owner-operators. Most of the time what you'll see is these are guys that love Kenworth. Some of them own a big fleet and buy special trucks that they fix up over the years. And then some people they love Kenworth and they buy an older model and they fix it up and they use it every day, and then they bring it to the parade, and it's ready for the parade. They get it ready.
And some of these are really showpieces. I mean, if you've ever gone to these really unique car shows, think of that with a semi. It's a much different deal.
Yeah, it is, and especially being at 8:45 at night, that's why we kind of pushed it back, because a lot of these guys have such great lighting on these trucks, and when you get in underneath the Majestic sign, it's something to remember.
Yeah. When you pictured wrapping it up towards the Majestic, did it really look like what you pictured at first, or did it blow you away when you saw it that first time?
It's actually better than what we pictured. So we started the parade route. We knew we were going to have them come from Yaktangi Parkway in front of Chillicothe High School down and turn on Water. We wanted 2 areas where we announced the truck driver to kind of recognize them. So they'll stop briefly. We'll talk about who the driver is, the owner of the truck, and where they come from and what Kenworth means to them. And then they'll go around, take a right on Mulberry, come down second, and we thought, what a better spot to stop than under the Majestic sign to get a picture. And it really turned out great. I think there's calendars, there's pictures. They're in, I think, 5 published magazines every year, pictures of the trucks and advertisements. So
we've tried to show with the drone, and folks are watching the video in the background, tried to show the number of people there. Have you been able to put a number figure to it?
It's tough. It's tough. I think the first year we guessed around 3,000. Last year it was 5,000 plus. I think the band last year was a surprise to a lot of people, and that we advertised it. But the Mance brothers did a great job, put on a great event afterwards. We're going to do the same thing this year. So we've got a T680 marketing truck that we're having wrapped today at the plant. It'll be done by the end of the week, and we're going to park it on our truck pad for the employees to enjoy. But then that's going to be the last truck pulling the band on the route. So
and that wrap is going to be for the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, that's correct. It'll be similar to this.
Yeah.
And it's also going to have some historic things from downtown Chillicothe along on a mural.
Oh, neat.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Should be neat.
I know that from plant tours and things that I've gone on, you've got a nice long hallway that many of the workers walk through, and they see a lot of the mural type things of Chillicothe on there. It's really neat.
Yeah, imagine that on a truck, but with 50th anniversary.
Yeah. That's incredible. You mentioned the Mance brothers coming back again. They were very well received last year. I think a bit of a surprise for a lot of the folks, but man, the music they were playing, it was incredible. I was traveling along with them and then climbed up on stage with them to shoot some video as well while they're performing there at Payton and 2nd Street. I imagine that'll be the end spot again. Yeah, same exact setup as last year. Paul Pollard helped put that together last year, did a great job. I think there's only one concert that he knows of that's ever been on a trailer like that, pulled through a parade playing music.
So we were a little nervous about it, but he did a great job. And then Scott Collier, he lives down in Nashville. He's a local guy from Richmondale, Ohio. It's been down there since he was 18 years old. Yeah. He's got great connections, and he hooked us up with the Mance brothers. So he did again this year, and he'll be part of the event as well.
Yeah, and they're a Nashville band, you know, and they play a lot of houses there in Nashville. And if you missed it last year, you got to make sure you're there on June 15th. What is your production now? You started how many trucks back in 1974 per day to what are you doing now?
Yeah, so they started with one, obviously, at the beginning of production, but by the end of 1974, they were doing 3 trucks a day. Currently, we're doing 174 trucks a day.
That has got to blow the mind of some old guard that used to work at Kenworth in the early days.
Yeah, it definitely does. And we really took a big jump up in 2008. We made some capital investments into the plant to get us to a 2-shift operation. So we had the ability at that point to do 100 trucks per shift, and we thought that was phenomenal. But we've just PACCAR's continued to invest in the employees at Kenworth and the people in this community. Now we're at 174. By 2026, we'll be at 100 trucks per shift, 200 trucks a day.
That's incredible. And you haven't had a drop-off in quality. I mean, it seems to be running very efficiently.
Well, that's what sells Kenworth, right? World-class quality. So we know that's engraved in our employees. It's engraved in the brand, Kenworth brand. So that's the unique thing about the drivers and the employees. It's love of the brand, and we know how important quality is to keep those drivers in the seats. So, yeah.
You are doing something extra special for your family. You've had Family Day for the families of the workers of Kenworth. That seems to get bigger and better every year, too.
Yeah. Every year we try to have a big event. So Kenworth is a family, and we want the employees that work at Kenworth to have an opportunity to bring their family members to the plant, see where they work, walk their families around, and also just celebrate. So, you know, we'll have food and rides for the kids and just celebrate them working there and their families supporting them.
Yeah. The T680, is that the main truck that's being made now at Kenworth?
Well, you've got vocational trucks and you've got over-the-road trucks. So the T680 is typically the over-the-road truck. You're going to put a sleeper on and you're going to haul from Ohio to California, right, that you can sleep in. And we also have the T880, which is your vocational truck. People will use them for multiple things, right, concrete trucks, but mainly vocational applications. Yeah.
And
we also have the W9, which is also, it can go either way. So some people like to put a sleeper on them and just because they look good and do long hauls, but they also use them for vocational.
And anyone who drives 159 north of Chillicothe, you see all these trucks, and many of them are sitting there waiting for people to pick them up, aren't they?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah,
that's correct.
You'll go by and you'll see UPS trucks and Amazon trucks and everything else out there. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, you think about the jobs that Kenworth has brought to Chillicothe. It's not only the employees that work at Kenworth, but you think about the people that supply the parts, right? We got Riffles and NIC and Vidito and Pegasus, and just there's a lot of different jobs created in this community, active delivering trucks, just because Kenworth came to Chillicothe, Ohio.
1993, my wife and I were in Hawaii on a tour bus. We got off to have dinner with the group. And as we got off, there was a dump truck that said Kenworth on it.
Right.
And I mean, the first thing we saw, we're like, my goodness, we're 5,000 miles away from home, and here it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the parade, I was talking to Dan Clary after our first year. Dan called me about 3 months later. He said, hey, I want to thank you guys for having that parade. He said, I knew it was going to be a good event, but it was a great event. He said, I had a driver, I forget what state he was in, but he was way out west, sitting at a truck stop, and had a driver come up to him and say, hey, I saw your truck. You were in that truck parade in Ohio, weren't you? So it's like, you know, word got out pretty quick that we're having a pretty big event here in Chillicothe.
Yeah, fantastic. Anything that we have missed that we wanted to touch on?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, again, the parade itself starts about 8:45. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And now, as I will tell you from previous years' experience, people start gathering around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, claiming their spaces. They're either on Water Street or, as you mentioned, Mulberry, or right there on 2nd. And so while they're doing that, you're going to have people, again, through United Way of Ross County, walking around taking donations.
Yeah, we think it's important, if you're going to have this many people together, that we try to raise a little bit of money for our community, right? So At the plant, we've already raised $32,000 for a VIP event that we have downtown at the Majestic. So that's already surpassed where it was last year. I think last year was like 18,000. We're at 32 this year. So we'll also do a split the pot at the plant where we pass a bucket around, everybody puts in money, and we split it. Half goes to the employee that wins, half goes United Way. We'll do the same thing on Family Day. And then we're also giving an opportunity for people in the community. There'll be people walking around with special buckets that say United Way, and they'll have shirts on identifying themselves. It's a great opportunity for give a few dollars back to United Way. And it's also going to be a split the pot. So you got a chance to win some money, plus you're giving back to the community.
And with 5,000 people downtown putting money in there, it could be a big pot.
It could be a big pot. It usually is.
Well, thank you again for coming in today to tell us more about this, and we're excited to be there June 15th again.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Jack Schmitt from Kenworth Chillicothe. Thanks for watching this special edition of Litter Media Live.